What is shaking, everybody? I know if y'all watched my last video, you're all wondering what I was going to be going to do after leaving trucking. Stick around and you'll see. Well, this is our first little bit right here. Look at all that news. Look at them big boys. So, it's not just moo cows, feeding cattle out. I start my day off by feeding, and then we either go to working cattle or farming. So it's kind of a nice diversified deal. I get to do a little bit of everything. I get paid very well for it. But right now we're going to head out and try to fill in some pivot tracks. A little bit rough riding, but you can see the track that I'm following here. Going to close these in here in the fall, so we're not digging into them in the spring. It is freezing, the wind is howling. I'm not looking forward to this too much. And granted, I don't know a whole lot of what I'm doing because I've never been a farmer before. But I have to move that pivot and that box up there, and I gotta make it go that way. And that way I can fill those pivot tracks and then come back with the disc. I already disced the pivot tracks on the other side of this pivot. So it's going to be fun. We'll see how this goes. He explained it to me this morning. We'll see if I can figure it out. I think I got it. Give us some time to move and hopefully everything works like it's supposed to work. Alright. We have checked the other towers of this pivot. Everything is back far enough over there, but this is the closest tower to this base, pivot point, whatever we call it, I don't know. But seeing if it's back far enough that I can get that track closer in there. And I think she'll work. See it moving ever so slowly. Pivots are crazy things. I've hauled a lot of them when I pull flatbed. Switch tractors, and now we're going to run the disc over where we filled the pivot tracks. Going to go a little bit quicker and not going to be near as rough. This isn't bad at all. This is actually very relaxing. I've never ever done anything like this. Most of my experience with any sort of tractor has been on the ranching side of things, be it moving bales or transporting stuff here or there, stuff like that. So here I'm learning how to do little things like this, which I really enjoy, believe it or not. And then running the wheel loader, the feed wagon. It's all fun. The feeder wagon's a little bit different, but it's still all right. I mean, it's a nice, good way to start the morning. It's a very diversified operation, I guess you'd say. So I get to play with cows and I get to play with crops. I'm very much enjoying myself. It's like the door just popped open a little bit. Well, fix that. So we'll finish these up over here, the ones that I filled, and then we'll probably head back and get the final feeding for the moo cows for the day. It is a couple of days later. And the reason it's a couple of days later is because the other day things got a little bit hectic, at least for me. And we broke a kind of a clamp style bracket on the axle of that disc. They're on one of the wings, so I had to fold it up, figure out what that was. Then I ended up taking that back to the yard, looked at it. Boss man and I looked. He got the gist of what it was, got it ordered. And then I went and jumped in the other tractor again with the track closer and went and did that. Went and finished up another pivot, and then went and I finished my day by feeding out the cattle and headed home after that. And he said there's no sense in driving as far as I needed to just feed cattle Saturday and Sunday. So that was nice. Be able to take a couple of days off where I've been sitting on my tail, you know, for my career for the past 7 years or so. It'd be nice to let my legs rest a little bit. So, but we're gonna start off by saying here that I'm not a farmer. I've never really done anything farm related before. I've done stuff ranch related and stuff with cattle, trucking, things like that, but never really with the farm. So I'm learning every step of the way, and it's kind of fun. I really enjoy this. I mean, the feeding the cattle out's a little bit different for me, especially running the feed truck, but running the front end loader, learning how to do that, and learning how to run the feed wagon and mix the rations and feed the cattle out, and then we work the cattle process, do all of that. I mean, that's all fun. I mean, the working the cattle's pretty easy for me. Running the front end loader ain't bad. And then running the tractors and learn how to use track closer and the disc and things like that. It's not bad. And then we get further along towards next spring when it comes to planting time, be able to learn how to do some of that, and then harvest, running all that stuff. It's gonna be a lot of learning, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. So, like you say, I gotta let you guys know that there. I'm not a pro farmer. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just learning as I go. So. But anyway, guys, I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see what we come with next time.